Okay, so for years, we've all been playing the same game, right? Win online, win at Google. Simple. But what if I told you that game is over? What if the entire way people find things, trust brands, and make decisions has completely changed right under our feet? Well, today we're going to unpack a whole new playbook, a strategy for a world where search happens absolutely everywhere. This quote from Neil Patel it hits the nail on the head. People aren't methodically researching like they used to. They're making snap judgments, deciding in all these little micro moments. I mean, think about the last time you bought something. Did you really spend hours comparing specs on 10 different websites? Or did you see a cool video on TikTok, check a Reddit thread to see if it was legit, and then boom, you made your decision in like 5 minutes? That's the new world we're in. We've moved from a slow search to a rapid-fire decision. And that just begs the question, doesn't it? If your customers are deciding everywhere, why are most of us still just optimizing for search in one single place? It's a huge disconnect, and honestly, it could be costing you big time without you even knowing it. We're going to dig into what that really means for you. Okay, get ready for this, because this number is wild. We all think of Google as the absolute king of search, and look, it's massive. But it only accounts for about 27% of all the searches that happen every day. That means a mind-blowing 73% of questions and the decisions that follow are happening somewhere else, on social media, in AI chatbots, on Amazon, literally everywhere but Google. So here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to talk about the Google trap. Then we'll map out this crazy new consumer journey. We'll introduce the solution, which is search everywhere optimization. And then we'll get into how to crack the code for different platforms. After that, we'll hit the super important difference between visibility and validation. Seriously, stick around for that part. It's a game changer for AI search. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a real concrete action plan you can use.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the Google trap. Now, I know that sounds a little dramatic, but it's true. Focusing all your energy on winning at Google can actually make you lose the customers who are making their choices everywhere else.
For so long, this was the whole job. Am I right? We were all obsessed with our keyword rankings. We'd spend hours tweaking meta descriptions, trying to get one more click. We were building backlinks and just desperately chasing that #1 spot on page 1. Look, those things aren't useless, but they're a tiny, tiny piece of a much bigger puzzle now. And yeah, 13.7 billion daily searches on Google. It's a huge number. But you know what? It's also kind of a distraction. It tricks us into thinking it's the only game in town. The real story isn't about how big Google is, it's about how our over-reliance on it is making us blind to where the real action is happening. So let's put a pin in it. The Google trap is this. It's when you're totally focused on being seen on Google while your customers are actually forming their opinions, building trust, and hitting buy on TikTok, on Reddit, and on Amazon. Your website traffic might even look pretty good, but your sales are flat. Why? Because you showed up for the search, but you were a ghost for the decision. Okay. Let's move on. To get out of that trap, you first have to really understand the new consumer journey. And this is where we have to throw out the old playbook. We're moving away from a simple funnel and into something more like a constellation. Seriously, just forget the idea of a neat, straight-line funnel. It doesn't exist anymore. Today's journey is this messy, chaotic web of tiny decisions that happen all at once. It's not a single road. It's a sprawling city full of shortcuts and back alleys. It's a whole network of influential moments. And this just shows the shift perfectly. The old way was slow, methodical. You'd type something in, scan the links, read a few pages. The new way? It's all about rapid-fire decisions. Someone might see a product on Instagram, validate it with a quick search on Reddit, and ask an AI for alternatives, all in the time it takes to drink a cup of coffee. This is where that whole constellation idea really comes alive. See, each platform has a different job in our brain. You want to know what to trust? You go to Reddit for the raw, honest truth. You want to know what to buy? You get inspired on TikTok or you just search right on Amazon. What should you believe about a complicated topic? You might ask ChatGPT to just summarize it for you. Every single platform is its own little decision engine. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, and we've seen how people are behaving now. So what's the solution? Well, let's dive into Section 3, Search Everywhere Optimization. This is the new playbook. And here is the single biggest mindset flip you need to make. Old school SEO was all about getting found. This new SEO, Search Everywhere Optimization, is about getting chosen. It's about strategically placing your brand in all the little corners of the internet where your customers are actually making up their minds, not just where they type in their first question. And look, before you start hyperventilating, thinking you need to be on 15 different platforms every day, let's be super clear. This is not about just creating more noise. It's about strategic presence. It's about making sure that when someone asks an AI for a recommendation, your name is in the answer. It's about having positive mentions when someone searches Reddit for honest reviews. It's about influence, not just volume. Which brings us to the how-to. Section 4 is all about cracking the platform code. Because if you just try to copy and paste the same strategy everywhere, I promise you, you're going to fail everywhere. You have to speak the native language of each of these decision engines. Just take a look at this quick comparison. On TikTok, it's all about emotion and what's new. People want to feel something, not think. So your content has to be instant, visual, and emotional. But YouTube? It's the complete opposite. People go there for expertise. They want to learn and go deep. They're looking for proof and authority. The same content just will not work on both. All right, screenshot this because this table is your cheat sheet. Let's walk through it. For TikTok, it's emotion. So quick tip, don't sell the features, sell the feeling your product gives someone in 15 seconds. For YouTube, it's expertise. That means you need to create the ultimate guide, the deepest dive, the piece of content that literally ends their search. Now, ChatGPT. Its currency is citations and clarity. The AI needs to find clear, factual data about you from places it already trusts. So think less about keywords and more about getting cited in places like Wikipedia. Over on Amazon, it's pure social proof. You don't just want reviews, you want detailed, genuine stories that answer other shoppers' questions. And finally, Reddit. It's all about raw, unfiltered authenticity. The best move here is usually to not even talk about yourself, but to get your community to do it for you. It's about adding value and letting other people become your champions. Okay, let's level up now with a concept that is absolutely crucial for where things are headed. Section 5, visibility versus validation. Understanding this is the key to winning in the new world of AI search. This breaks it down so perfectly. Visibility is what you do. You post a video, you get a ranking, you make an account. That's just the ticket to entry. But validation, that's what other people say about what you do. It's when someone else shares your video. It's when ChatGPT cites your brand as an expert. It's a random person on TikTok mentioning how much they love your product. Visibility is you showing up to the party. Validation is everyone at the party talking about you. And here's why this is a total game changer right now. AI doesn't scroll through a list of links like a person does. It reads the entire internet and then summarizes the consensus. So if you ask an AI for the best running shoes, it's not just looking at keywords. It's scanning thousands of forums, reviews, and articles to see which shoes are mentioned most often and most positively by actual runners. If you only have visibility but no validation, then to an AI, you basically don't even exist. I get it. This can feel like a lot, which is why our last section is all about turning this idea into action. Section 6 is your strategic action plan. This is how we go from feeling overwhelmed by all the options to feeling empowered to make a smart choice. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be where it counts. And to figure that out, we can use a simple framework called RICE. R is for reach. How many of your customers are actually on this platform? I is for impact. How much will winning here actually help your business? C is for confidence. How sure are you really that you can succeed here? And finally, E is for ease. How hard is it, realistically, for your team to pull this off? So let's just walk through a quick example. For YouTube, we gave it a huge reach score of 9, big audience. The business impact is also high, an 8. Our confidence is pretty good, a 7, but the ease is a 6, because making great video is hard. Now look at Reddit. The reach is a little lower, a 7, but we think the impact is even higher, a 9, because the users there are so engaged. Our confidence is a 6, but it's way easier to just type in a forum, so ease is an 8. And look at that, they both end up with the same score. For ChatGPT, the impact is a perfect 10. I mean, being the AI's top choice is a game changer. But we're less confident, a 5, and it's tough to do, a 4. So for now, it scores lower. See? It's not about perfect math, it's about starting a strategic conversation with your team. And here's the bottom line, the best part of all of this. While your competitors are stuck fighting yesterday's war, obsessing over every little Google algorithm change, you have a massive opportunity. You can just leapfrog them. You can embrace this new world and go meet your customers where they are actually deciding. This is your chance to play the new game while everyone else is still reading the old rulebook. So that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. This isn't about being on every single platform. It's about being woven into the fabric of how people make decisions in your space. It's about earning trust. So looking at this whole constellation of choices, where are you going to start? Which platform will you earn trust on first?